side is we gotta answer this question. It's like, what is Manus? This name Manus. Yeah, actually, this name, this word comes from an old Latin word. Yeah, which is also the MIT's motto. It's like Manus et Manus, which is man and hand. Yeah, it's like people. Yeah, you just can't only think. You have to take actions. So from our perspective, we think for the past 2 years, the LLM is already taking over the world, and not with the latest models. Maybe even like 1 year ago, we think the LLM models are already power enough and smarter than most of humans in every vertical. But we think LLM is only like the man. You can only think, only reasoning, think as that. But if you want to take real impact into the physical world, into real life, you have to build hands for the AI system, not only man. Yeah, if you only think, you can't do anything. Like for me, actually, right now I'm like 38 this year, and I started coding from like 80 years old. Yeah, that's 30 years ago. So my first programming language is the Logo programming. I don't know if anyone here knows that. The Logo is a script programming language for drawing things. Yeah. So at that time, yeah, 30 years ago, back in China, not everyone has its own computer. So I only have like 2 times a week I get the chance to go to the computer room in my primary school. So besides that two chances, I only have to write all the scripts, all the code on my notebook. Yeah, but it's not this notebook, it's a physical notebook. So even I'm already like maybe I think I might be the first or second tier in our coding lessons 30 years ago. But even that, I just can't put the code right without the computer. If you only think the code in your mind, in your brain, without real debugging and testing on real computer, you can't write the code just in one, write the code right just in once. So that's also happened in the LLM world. We think for the past 2 years, the problem is that we already have a very powerful LLM models, but we just lock it in a black room, or give it only the pen and a very little notebook. But we don't give the computer, we don't give it outside world access, and we ask them to do very hard work, but they can't do that. So Manus is kind of like, we want to make hands for LLMs to help the AI to make real impact to the world. That's how our name Manus comes from. And also, I'm going to Boston next week to visit MIT. That's my district purpose. Yeah, we must bring the name to MIT campus. Yeah. So during building Manus, we are also doing some benchmark. Yeah, we're also doing some benchmark. That's what you see in our video on our website. And it's just an early checkpoint at the end of January. So actually, right now we already have a new result for the Gaia benchmark, and we got a big improvement, which I just saw yesterday from my colleagues. They already run the benchmark again, and right now we are far better than this one. This one is at the end of January. But you can say that during OpenAI release their deep research at the 1st of February. Yeah, they choose Gaia benchmark. But I don't know if anyone tonight familiar with the Gaia benchmark. Yeah, but later I will show some cases for you to understand why OpenAI research and also Manus will choose this benchmark to evaluate our system. Yeah, but that's what we achieve here. Yeah, as a company who is not trained models and only use APIs, we think that is already a good enough job for us. Yeah, and we're not just have some best performance, we're also the most cost efficiency. Yeah, we found some articles to discuss about the previous SOTA and OpenAI research about when they run Gaia benchmark, what's the price for each task. It seems like in that vertical, it says like maybe $20 per task for the previous SOTA and even higher for OpenAI's deep research. So during our test, we just solved the Gaia task with that. It has like 100 more tasks. We solved it at an average cost at $2. So it's like 2 times cheaper than OpenAI and 5 times cheaper than previous SOTA. Yeah. So let's just give you guys some quick understanding of what is Gaia's benchmark. Yeah. I can zoom in. Yeah. So like this is the question from the Gaia benchmarks task. Yeah. It's like it will ask you. There is a picture on NASA's website on like 2006 and January 21. So the agent had to go to the NASA's website to find the exact image, and there are 2 astronauts, and one appearing much smaller than the other one. So the agent had to go to the website, find the image, and identify the smaller one, and then decide what's the name for that astronauts, and asking. And the final question is, how many minutes did he spend in space? Actually, on the whole internet, there is no exact answer for this question because this astronaut go to space many times. Yeah, so Manus has to like go over the internet to search all the space mission for this astronaut and add all the space time together and to give the final answer. Yeah, so Gaia benchmark task is more like this. It's kind of simple if we are real human. Yeah, we're gonna spend some time to know what is the task and use Google, use everything, but with much of time. And eventually, for an average human, we can solve these tasks. But like 2 years ago, maybe 1 year ago, it's really hard for a normal AI like ChatGPT, chatbot things to solve these tasks. Yeah, but right now with Manus, it's really easy. Yeah, you can see Manus just first has its plan and decided to do some search and find the NASA's image and the name of the astronaut and find all the space missions he did and combine all the space time together, then deliver the final result. Yeah, that is one. Yeah, and another one is kind of weird, because I am the person, I'm co-founder of Manus, but I'm the product guy. Yeah, I'm kind of product. Yeah, but since we're a very tight startup, our job are very flexible. So the Gaia benchmarks, all these tasks is actually run by me. Yeah. So when the first time I saw this task in Gaia benchmark, I kind of what? Yeah, it's like a task from World of Warcraft. Yeah, so it takes me back to 20 years ago. Yeah, just what's the best group when you want to take some boss down. Yeah, so Gaia benchmark is really interesting. It's a full task like this, and also for this one. Yeah, also for this one. Yeah, it gives a picture like this and ask what is the brand of this. Gaia benchmark also teach me something because before this task actually I don't know what it is in English. Yeah, but the Gaia benchmark just teach me this word. You have to find the brand the dogs are wearing. And what meat is mentioned in the story added on the ambassador's blog on this exact day. So this task is kind of challenging because you have to really understand what's in this image and then search on internet to determine the brand of this one and go to its official website and find the exact date. And that actually is really long. So Manus has to scroll a lot. Yeah, we can check it here. Yeah. Manus is scrolling down, and finds that article in that exact date. and decided to open that article and scrolling down, later. Yeah. Oh yeah, it should be this article. But this article, if you open it, it's really a long article. So Manus has to scroll it. I remember the answer is at the like maybe two-thirds at the position of that article. Yeah. So Gaia benchmark is full of tasks like this. And it's really, and maybe I can say it's really easy, but even as a human, you have to do a lot of work. So before this, many agents can't deal with the tasks. But right now with Manus, actually we've already hit, maybe after 6 months, we're gonna hit the limit of Gaia benchmarks. So we are also finding some very interesting internal evaluations for our systems right now. For example, during building Manus, we're already using some tasks from Fiverr and Upwork, yeah, which people will pay. So we have some like internal evaluations from Fiverr and another thing I want to say here is that because in our video we are targeting Manus as the first general AI agent, yeah, and why we feel so confident that we can still a general? Because during building Manus, one of my interns, he goes to the YC's website and found that during YC's W25 batch, there are like 21 projects is like agent oriented. Yeah, so we look all over these 21 projects, and since I don't know if all you guys know, some projects from YC, they don't even have a real demo. They only have a video of their website. So if they have demo, we will run the demo and compare it to the results of Manus. If they don't have demo, we can only just compare the use cases they propose on either video. And finally, we're very lucky to find that actually Manus covers like 76% of that batch's agents. They are all different kinds of agents. Some for medical, some for legal, and some for marketing, whatever, different kinds of. And in most scenarios, actually, but it's very like biased. Because I build Manus. We think in most scenarios, Manus's output is actually better than the virtual agent. So that's why we target it as the first general agent.
So by covers, you mean implement?
Oh, yeah. It's like we can perform their main use cases. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's what is Manus. And the second part I want to cover is why. Why we build Manus? Yeah. So before talk about Manus, actually, this company started like 2 years ago. 2 years and 4 months ago. So Manus is actually our second product. We have our first product. Our first product we call it Monica.im. Yeah, so many of you may be curious, why do you choose this domain name, Manus.im? It's because our first product we use the IM domain name. It's like first product is Monica.im. And I know, not all of you know what Monica.im is. Actually, Monica.im is a Chrome browser extension. And this project has started 1 week before ChatGPT. And why we want to build Monica is because, when people are using ChatGPT and Anthropic's cloud, there are problems that you have to switch between apps, copy-paste text, copy-paste images, right? It's really frustrating. So we think we should let users to use LLM just in the context without switching. So to help you better understand what we built before, I can just show you some features of what you can do. Like the transformer circuits. This is the best blog in AI industry, I think. I read every piece of them from Anthropic. But sometimes, as I'm not a native speaker for English, so sometimes when I read a very long English article, I just get kind of tired. So right here, this sidebar is what the product we build is Monica. And we have a very detailed feature. We call it simplify article. Yeah, so it's like when you read a long article, you can just click the simplify article, and the whole article will the long section will be simplified. And why we want to build this feature is because there are a lot of AI apps because they have a function like a page summary or summary article. But actually for me, I think page summary doesn't work because because all these page summary functions they don't know your attention. Yeah, when you do the summary thing, it will lose focus and it doesn't understand your attention. So you will be kind of like cautious about okay, it's short, but didn't lose any information. So we decided to build this feature, simplify articles. Yeah, you can just keep scrolling this one, but without losing all the tables, images inside it. And if some paragraphs you want to dig out, you can just move your mouse here and you can see the original one. So that's a very one little feature. And we also have other features like in YouTube. You can right here, if you use the Monica, there will be a little plugin here. You can generate a summary, and even you can generate a podcast based on this YouTube video and listen on your phone. Yeah, so that's in YouTube. And also, because we are in AI industry, we read papers every day on Axley. So you can just summarize or expand this paper just inside the Axley. So that's what one can do. Actually, I just introduced 3 features to you. Actually, we have hundreds of them. We have one in the Gmail. You can just use ChatGPT, draft a better email inside the Gmail. 1 year before Google implemented this feature themselves. Yeah, so it's like when you're using Monica, you can just leverage the power of LLMs just inside your browser. Yeah, that's what we built 2 years ago, and actually the Monica AI just went very well, and now it's the best in its category. Yeah, I have 20 million mouse active user, and also generating 50 million AR right now, and it's still growing. We are targeting at maybe 30 million AR this year. Yeah, so that's the first thing we built. Yeah, Monica AI. Yeah, we are not a new startup. We are in this industry 1 week before ChatGPT. Yeah, but when I say Monica AI means the Chrome browser extension, it creates 3 problems, and the limit the saving for us is because not everyone is using Chrome, and not everyone is using browser, and actually, when we talk about extension, many people didn't know what extension is. So after building Monica, we are always thinking about the next move. What is the next ChatGPT moment? Because all you guys know, GPT-3 is far earlier than ChatGPT, right? Yeah, actually GPT-3 is actually very good. But before ChatGPT, only a few startups found the power, the potential of GPT-3. As I can remember, it's like Jasper, Copilot AI, yeah. Only a few startups found the power. It's because ChatGPT just introduced a paradigm of how to interact with LLMs. Yeah, ChatGPT defined how humans will interact with LLMs, but we think chatbot is not the final form. Yeah, because at the very bottom of my heart, actually, I think the ability to ask, yeah, especially to ask the right question, is really hard for most humans. It's really hard. Yeah, and with this assumption is like it just limits the potential of LLMs because LLMs is really smart, but if your product, your chatbot, its product value is limited by your users, yeah, they ask the right question and they will feel the value. If they can't ask a question or they can't ask the right question, they can't feel the value. Then it's really hard for you to scale your product. Yeah. So we think that's a problem. Yeah. And as we are already very successful in browser extensions, so it's very easy for us to think, yeah, maybe our next product should be an AI browser. We think, yeah, not everyone is using browser extension, so maybe we should build the browser ourselves. Yeah, so that's our original thinking, like 1 year ago, last March. Yeah, just 1 year ago, not much. And actually, we are taking very serious steps in the AI browser. Yeah, I think nowadays you heard a lot of concepts about AI browser, but we started to build AI browser 1 year ago. And we took very serious efforts. At that time, we only had like 40 people, and we put 20 of them into this project. As a startup, that's a lot investments. And we build AI everywhere inside the browser. And we also post-trained a small-site model, yeah, especially for browser. And we build, right now you've already know the project browser use. Actually, 1 year ago, we built our own browser use even before browser use. And our browser can interact with other apps. Like you can just export a page into Excel. Yeah, things like that. We've already built that. And it's a working, not a working prototype. Actually, it's a real browser. We build it. We have this dashboard which can generate these cards based on the topics of all your tabs. So you don't have to organize them all by yourself, and you can just upscale any images on your web page, videos, yeah, and you can just preview summary any links on web page. Yeah, we made a lot, and also it can automate. Yeah, things like this. On LinkedIn, you want to search some like iOS design experience, and the browser will like go over all the candidates and to say if they have this experience in this page and even in the next page. Yeah, so we take a lot of resources on that project, and from March to September, our team spent 6 months in the AI browser project. Yeah, but finally, last September, we found there are some problems. Yeah, the first problem I listed here is that actually browser is for single user usage. Yeah, hey partner, can you give me some water? Thank you. Water, yeah. We think browser is for single user. Yeah, so after the AI control your browser, we find it's really frustrating because if you are only looking at some videos on YouTube that AI controlling browser, you will think, wow, awesome, it's cool. But if it's you who is sitting in front of your computer, you will find it very frustrating because once the AI started controlling your browser, you have to take your hands off the keyboard and the mouse. Even one very small move will just break the whole process. And another problem is because you have no idea when AI will finish its job. So when the AI starts its work, you have to keep your attention to it. And imagine that you can't touch it, but you can't go away from it. You have to look at it, but you can't touch it, and you can't switch to other apps to continue your work. And so after 6 months, we built that. We decided to sunset the project. Just 2 weeks before the original date, we want to release it. Yeah, we will never release the browser. Yeah, after 6 months of work. And there's a very dramatic moment for us. It's like the day we decided to sunset our AI browser project. And after we make the decision, I take the flight back to Beijing. Yeah, and after the flight landed, I opened my phone and to scroll the Twitter. And the first tweet I saw is Josh Miller's video. I don't know if anyone of you know Josh Miller, the browser company who made the Arc, yeah, Arc browser, because when we started the browser project, we got a lot of inspirations from Arc. So actually, we take real respect for the team and even for Josh Miller. Yeah. So the first tweet I see Josh Miller's video, and in that video, Josh Miller announces that they will discontinue Arc and move to the next project. So, okay, yeah. Now we are on the same page. Yeah. So that's our maybe not very successful attempt to our second product. Yeah, but even we have some products, but we also have some learnings during building the AI browser. The learning is that actually we think AI should use browser because during we building the AI browser, we found out that AI is actually very good at controlling browser because AI knows a lot of techniques humans doesn't know, or we only know one trick, but AI knows it all. Like there's one test during the Manus building. It's like one task asked the Manus to saw some video on YouTube, and just the task is saw some video on YouTube. And when Manus go to YouTube, it press 3. Well, because I'm the one running that task. Actually, I'm very question. What? Why do you press 3? Yeah, I don't know if anyone here tonight knows on YouTube if you press 3, what happened?
3?
Yeah, tonight we have like 20 or 30 people here. Nobody knows this trick. Yeah, on YouTube there's a shortcut key from 0 to 9. When you press it, it will jump to the percentage. If you press 3, you will jump to the 30% of the video. That's just one example, But AI knows so many tricks, not just for YouTube. There are so many websites on the internet. So you said, we think, okay, AI should use browser. It knows a lot, but the purpose, it will not use your browser. AI should use its own browser so you can continue your own work. So that's the first learning. And the second learning is that the AI should be in the cloud. Yeah, the browser should be in the cloud. Then you don't have to waste your attention to it. Yeah, AI just continue to work in the cloud, and once the job is done, it notifies you. That's okay. Yeah. And the third learning is hard. It's really hard. It takes us 6 months to get this learning. It's like, instead of convincing people switching browsers, because browser is really a very huge project, and Chrome, Google, they invest a lot of resources on that for years. And if you want to convince people, okay, we have a cool new AI browser, you should try this. But before the user can feel the AI power, he will ask so many questions. Hey, why don't you have this feature from Chrome? Yeah, I use it every day. I want that. Yeah, people are so familiar with browser. So if you are asking them to switch browser, and they will ask you to build a very powerful browser before AI features, and that makes a lot of problem as a startup. Yeah. So that's the 3 areas we learned. Yeah. And while we are working on browser projects, actually the world is changing. As I just mentioned, we worked on AI browser from March to September last year, and I think all of you can remember last July, Cursor, right? Cursor just got so popular around the world. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. And actually, at the very beginning of Manus project, Cursor just inspired us a lot. Yeah, a lot, really a lot. Why is that? Because Cursor's interface is some kind of like this. I don't want to introduce Cursor. This is just so famous, and this is the Bay Area, San Francisco. I assume everyone of you know what Cursor is. Yeah. So during using Cursor in our team, me as the product guy and our chief scientist Pete, who is in the video, and our CEO Red, we all know coding. Yeah, we started coding like 20 or 30 years ago, and we are familiar with coding since. But what's the interesting part is that when we look at our colleagues in our company who doesn't know coding, they are also use Cursor too. And when you watch these people use Cursor, that's the most interesting part, is that when they are using Cursor, they don't actually care about the left side. It's like whatever code the Cursor writes, they just accept, because they don't know coding. so they can't judge that if Cursor gives the right code. They only care about the right side. They just keep accept. And the tasks our colleagues are using with Cursor is also amazing. Because when we, like us coders, we are using cursor. We want to use cursor to build backend program, websites. All our target is for the actual code, the codes, the scripts. All these codes, the website is what we want. But our colleagues in my company, they just use cursor to do data visualization and batch file processing and turn a video into an audio. Yeah, things like that. And they don't care about the code. They just use it once and never saw it again. Yeah, things like that. So, after we saw these interesting findings from our non-coder colleagues, we think that maybe we should do the opposite. We should do the opposite. Yeah, it's like we want to do the right panel in cursor and hide the left panel, right? Yeah, because they don't care about that. Yeah, and even further, we want to do the right panel in the cloud, which is the learnings from our browser project. So that's it. That's the end of last September. We ended our browser project and we learned something from the cursor. So that's the moment that we decided to start Manus. That is last October. Yeah. So Manus just started like 5 months ago. Last October, we decided to start this project. There are 3 key important decisions. One is that we want to build the right panel of cursor in the cloud. Yeah. So that's why we want to build Manus. Yeah. And after we decided to build it, then how we build Manus? Actually, it's really simple. It's very simple. As I mentioned before, we think LLM is actually very good, very smart. But the problem is, we don't give this smart person a computer. We only give it pen and paper and ask it to write down all the ideas inside his brain, but we don't give the computer. That is not modern days, right? Yeah, it's like 100 years ago. Yeah, so the first thing we do is we give the Manus a computer. What do I mean by this? It's like we're using an open sourcing project called E2B. If any of you work on this, we use E2B to, you are smiling, you are using it?
They're friends.
Okay, yeah. So we're using E2B to assign each Manus task with a virtual machine on the cloud. And I know some of you may ask, why are you using E2B? Why are not using just some container solution, like Docker, things like that? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The decision we made is because we think in the long term, to give it a full functional computer is very important. If you are doing with the Docker way, there are so many limitations. Yeah, like in Manus. Yeah, if you are trying Manus right now, at the right top, there is a button we hide there because we don't want to leverage user to use that. But actually, you can just go direct into Manus's computer and to see all these functions. Like right now, we are giving Manus the access to the virtual machine's terminal and the VS Code browser. And in the future, and not very far future, maybe just 3 months or 6 months later, we will let Manus can use other software on that virtual machine. And actually, it's really you can really imagine what will happen. Yeah, and with E2B's capability, in the future, actually, we are not just can create a Linux-based virtual machine for Manus. Yeah, if there are some software that needs to run on Windows, actually we can do that too, or maybe on Android. Yeah, so things like that. So the first thing is we give it a computer and give it some software on the computer, so Manus can control this software on the virtual machine. So each task on Manus has its own computer. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that we give it data access because right now the world. Not every information and every data is on the open internet. There are some like internal data and there are some paid data. you can find on the internet. But for some use cases, if you don't have this data, the agent can't get that done. It's like if you hire someone, you hire an intern to your company, but you don't open your internal system accounts for the intern can't accomplish his own work. So the second thing we do is that we buy some APIs ourselves, so we prepay for the user. So user won't care about all the details, like the access to some like stocking data. Yeah, you can just find the stock data for NVIDIA. Yeah, so for find some real price for the real time price, and also the Twitter and the LinkedIn search API. So if people want to do some research on social network, it can perform kind of these tasks. That's the second thing. We give the data access. Yeah. And the third thing is that we give it some training. That's very interesting because once you hire an intern in your company, I think in the first week there must be so many conflicts, right? The interns, he or she doesn't know what's your favorite and what's your what you like in the work output format, things like that. So it always back and forth. You tell the intern, okay, next time if you are delivering this kind of documents to me, remember to add some sections before blah blah blah, blah things like that. So like in Manus, we call it like a knowledge system, which is like during playing with Manus, you can always teaching Manus what is your own like favorite. Yeah, like in our demo video on our website, Peak just tell the Manus next time if you are doing the resume screening, just deliver a spreadsheet to me, not a document. Just deliver a spreadsheet to me, and then Manus will remember. Next time if you give it some task like a resume screening, it will always return a spreadsheet to you, but not a document. And also, like if you are using Manus to do some research, and there is someone you care about a lot, so you just maybe you can just give a short name, like next time I ask you to do some research about Sama, it's Sam Altman, right? Things like that. You can always teach Manus, and it can remember this knowledge. Yeah, so that's the third thing. It gives you some training. But these three key pillar components of Manus, I think they are important, but not the most important. Yeah, I think what's the most important thing is the fundamental concepts beneath the Manus. Is the structure more intelligence, because Parker and I we spent 1 week's time in Bay Area, and we've already talked with a lot of agent startups and agent researchers in Bay Area, and most people, I think right now they are working on some like predefined workflows solution. Yeah, because people think, okay, we need stable and we need accuracy, so we must have some predefined workflows. But when we build Manus, at the very first day, we are targeting at general agent. We want to build products for average people, yeah, for like normal users. So the first decision we made is that we are not making another coding agent like Cursor, like OneServe, yeah, like Lovable, Multiple. We're not building that. We want to build things for average user, for normal users. So we want Manus can do like universal tasks. Yeah. So if we are choosing the predefined workflows way, we have to build a lot of workflows for it. Maybe hundreds of them. Right now, you can see from our website and also from our Discord servers, people are just using Manus for very different kind of tasks. Yeah, actually, I think we can't prepare enough workflows for that. So at the very heart of Manus, actually we just keep it at a very simple but very sophisticated structure, and it just gives it more intelligence. Yeah, so it's kind of like provide more context to the LLM, and not try to control the LLM thinking. To leave the thinking to the LLM, we just keep focusing on the handwork, yeah, the environment building, yeah. So that's the story behind Manus for the past 5 months. Yeah, yeah. If anyone of you have questions, okay, we can just do a very quick Q&A. Yeah. Okay, that's for today.
I think the idea of building a generation is really good. I have two questions. One is how do you improve? Because once you release product, you need to improve quality, right?
Yeah.
If building a general product, you're gonna improve quality in many different ways. It's gonna be a very challenging task.
Yeah.
How do you handle that? Secondly, is a lot of this agent. One of the challenges is the context length. Right?
Yeah.
Building a generic class engine, you're gonna handle so many different tasks, so many different tools, the logs. How do you handle that challenge?
Okay. For the first question, right now, what we're working at is we will face some. There are people. They will report some issue to us. Saying, okay, in this task, I think Manus won't work with that. But not every feedback we can solve that because some tasks right now users need Manus are just too hard. It's like teach me how to earn 1 million in 1 day, For that kind of tasks, actually, I think Manus can't handle that. But for some tasks, we think, okay, this task actually is really inspiring. If we solve that, many other people will benefit too, and we will invest some time. And right now, we find the solution comes out from 2 ways. One is the tool, because right now Manus have like 20 more tools, which is like maybe writing a file, editing a file, and browse and URL, things like that. And in the past 3 weeks, we found that there may be some missing tools we are not ready for Manus, and we are building it. Like the first thing, and it's already online 2 days ago. It's read the image. 2 days ago, Manus can only view the whole web page, but for some images he downloaded from the internet into the local file system, we don't provide a way to actually look at the image. And right now we provide this function, and the capability of the whole system just goes up. So one thing is that in the future, we're going to provide more tools for the agent. And the second one is I just mentioned before, we prepare some data APIs for Manus. Right now it's very limited. We only have like 6 APIs, but right now we are looking at what users are building with Manus, and we are deciding which APIs we're going to integrate into Manus. So that's 2 ways, like tools and APIs. Yeah, that's 2 ways. And also, the foundation part is like we are always expecting the foundation model companies they will release more powerful foundation models, and that's another, yeah. And for the second question, I think you are asking about the content length, right? You mean how can we handle the long context, right?
Yeah, and even when you use the so many tools, you're gonna get a lot of feedback from lots.
Yeah.
Tools. It's gonna become very long unless you give them even more tools. So how do you imagine the manager handle this context?
Oh yeah, sure. One thing is that this industry just evolving very fast. So like 1 year ago, you can't imagine right now we can have this long context length in the foundation model. Yeah. So actually, it is solved by the foundation model part. But even with their context length right now, there are some times you will exceed the context length, right? So we have to do the sleep for the context, for the whole context. Yeah, but there is some philosophy behind how do you do the sleep. It's like you cut them all, you just to like preset select some of them to be sleep, and that is some little separate here. Yeah, but we are just doing the sleep things. Yeah. Okay. So any other have questions? Okay.
Yeah, it looks, first of all, great presentation. Thank you for Manus with the testing answers. So your costs seem to be mostly on the tokens, right, at this point.
Yeah.
Do you have plans of building your own foundation model? Because then you almost will become an open AI, right? What are your plans in building your own?
Oh, you mean about the pricing plan, right?
Right now, you're product is testing. So do you have plans of building your own foundational model in the future?
Oh, actually, we don't have those. We don't have that plans because if you are stepping into the model training area, that will cost a lot more, and we are just a very very tiny startup. If we are go to the model training part, I think our funding can't support us, and actually we think in the maybe not the very long term, yeah, just in a shorter. The agentic capabilities of models will be commoditized. So it's like maybe you can find so many models in the market you can use right now. They can support this agentic usage. But for right now, there is only Rocket, their model can handle these tasks. Yeah. So we don't have those plans. That's very expensive. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For you.
I like using Manus for like data crawling things. So like in terms of data APIs, I was curious in terms of, a lot of data is behind paywalls or logins. Like, I imagine you're gonna have to do some partnerships to get access behind login, paywall, data access. Curious, like your thoughts.
Yeah, good question. We are thinking about this question at the very start of Manus because the first prototype, we found out that in the agentic future, the biggest block right now is Cloudflare. Because if anyone will today, you are building agents, I think you must encounter the problem that Cloudflare will block your agents in any minute. Yeah, so we are thinking about that at the very first of Manus. And right now we come up with some solutions to your questions. I think the solutions are in different stage. Yeah, the solution we are using right now is like because we are small at this stage. If we go to talk to Cloudflare, we say, okay, can you do some partnership? They may not answer. Yeah. So right now, maybe we can just have some workaround, maybe using some like resident drivers. Yeah, things that for this purpose. But we truly have confidence, and we believe that it can be true, which is in the future it must be an agentic future. It's like everyone will use agents. So in that future, I think there must be a way for agent company like us to cooperate with these cloud security providers like Cloudflare. Yeah, to tell them, okay, this is not a spam, this is not a bot, this is the real usage from real user. It's just performed by agents. So naming paths, things like that. I think that is one solution. And also we have other solutions. It's like maybe we can pay the paywall, right? There are so many newspaper websites they need you to pay. Actually, we can pay for our users for these paywalls because we're gonna release our pricing plan very soon, and it's a consumption-based plan. So you already pay for the agents, so we can just pay the fee for you by ourselves. So that is another way. Yeah. So three solutions. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So if there is no questions, Parker, you can hit the next part.
Does anybody have anything that they